Guys, you're welcome to another beautiful day. My name is Obinjeo, your one and only relationship enthusiast. Today's video is about a conversation that took place between two women on WhatsApp. It is obvious that you could see that one of those women was looking or seeking advice from the other woman. But before I get to read the conversation between these two women, if you see me for the first time, you want to be a part of this Obinjeo Talk Say It As It Is series, then you need to subscribe down below to the subscribe button, turn on your post notification, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget that you can also join down below in the conversation. Guys, you're welcome back. So I'm just going to leave a screenshot of the conversation here for also that we'll be able to read it while I am talking about it. So before I give my 2 cents about what I feel about this conversation, I'm going to be reading it. And she says, "Please hide my identity. My husband acquired some properties before we got married, and right now he isn't ready to put them in my name. We've been married since August 2021, almost 7 months now." This is pending when she wrote this letter to whoever it is that she wrote. Now, before I go any further, I want you guys to know that this letter wasn't written to me explicitly. I came across it on a group post. That is a group that I belong to on Facebook. And that was where this letter was shared. So it wasn't written to me. This is just a little disclaimer around the corner. "He has refused to change the ownership, at least include me in his properties. I'm not wishing him bad, but with the way young men are dying, what if anything happens to him? His lands are in his name, and he handed the papers to his mom. Please, how do I handle this?" And the lady that she was writing to responded back to her saying, "If you eventually die, is there something to inherit from you by him?" And she goes on to reply the lady saying, "Nothing to inherit, ma. Understand me as a woman, not pregnant yet. Don't I have rights to my husband's property as his wife? What if something happens to him? He is 42 and I am 29. And the lady replied to her saying, "Now you want to kill him?" As in, that's a question she's asking her. Do you want to kill him? And she's like, "You're making it difficult." So guys, this is the conversation that took place between these two women. And the first time I read this letter, all I could do was just laugh and laugh away my head, because I'm like, oh, definitely this is what a typical woman can do. But in as much as we are saying a typical woman can do, women of this generation have gone far than just sitting down idle waiting for their men to make money, buy properties, right, hand over the documents to them, or write their names as the owner of the property. I know that no matter how rich you are as a woman, you definitely want to get married to that man that is going to spoil you, silly, going to take you shopping, going to buy a lot of things. But like I said, women of this generation no longer operate on that kind of formula. Back in the days, it was easy because it was the system then that women could just sit down at home. In fact, women were homemakers. They were the ones to do the laundry, the chores, the bringing in of children, taking care of the children. Anything that had to do with the home front was the work of the woman. So the man was to go out, work, make money, farm, whatever, and bring back into the house for the the enjoyment of everybody. But let me tell you something now. If you are operating as a woman in that formula in this generation of today, you are just setting up yourself for some kind of disaster. And that is exactly what this young lady in question is setting up herself for. Why? You just got married. She said, as at the time she wrote this letter, her marriage was 7 months. I feel personally that 7 months, you should be enjoying your marriage. As a matter of fact, your marriage is not 1 year. You should be enjoying yourself. You should be, getting to enjoy everything that he's bringing. I'm not talking financially or whatever. I'm talking about personality. You're supposed to be enjoying everything personal wise. And also you should be bringing out your best fit so that this 1 year will be the memories that you guys would have when you're in your later stage. We see that most people carry on their honeymoon for months. They are not bothered about certain things. But of course, in most cases these days, the honeymoon, that is if there's actually any honeymoon, there's really no honeymoon, so there's really nothing to enjoy, because most ladies in particular look at marriage as an escape route. Most ladies look at marriage as a means to an end. So when they get married, they are all up, all up and about of what the man has to give to them, what he has to transfer to them. Marriage is like a job where they are going to be earning money at the end of the month. Marriage is like, you know, running away from family problems, that is their parents, their siblings. Marriage is like a competition whereby one friend has gotten married and they want to let that friend know that they are equal to the task. So they get into this marriage with a lot of expectations, so that even when the man is not forthcoming, they begin to, you know, jump up and down. So that's the way I want to look at it with this woman. 7 months into your marriage, instead of you to sit down and be enjoying the marriage, all you are about is he has not handed over to you, change the name of the document to your name. He has given the paper to his mother. That should not be your problem at this point in time. When you were dating him as boyfriend, that was boyfriend, this is husband. You need to get to understand him now as a husband. And one more thing I want to talk about is that you said that these properties, he acquired them before he got married to you. Of course, so it makes you to understand that when he acquired this property, you were either in the picture or you were not in the picture. So it was only necessary that the documents were going to be with his mother. And again, you said it's just 7 months into the marriage. It probably never crossed his mind that, okay, let me go collect those documents from my mother and hand over to you because you are my wife. Which, of course, I know that in due time, your husband is most definitely going to do it. But the problem is, you are pressurizing this guy to go and collect the documents from his mother to hand over to you, which in its own is very, very wrong, because you are sending across a wrong message to this guy that you married him only for the material things that he has, only for the financial things that he could give to you. I understand you say that what if something happens to him? You're going to be, you know, technically left out. And that is why, like I started from the beginning of this video, gone are the days where women sit down at home and wait for their husbands to make money, bring it home, and they are the ones just enjoying it. It's going to be bad, of course, if your husband dies and he has properties which his family members take from you. But in as much as they take those properties away from you, if you had something to your name, life goes on for you. That's just the truth. If you had your own property and you see that his family took what is yours and you really don't have any way to get those properties back to you, life goes on for you and for the kids, because while you were married to him, you were acquiring properties. Another thing, you don't necessarily have to go and acquire properties that are, you know, in highbrow areas. You can buy properties that are not necessarily expensive, because the truth is that properties appreciate. That's the beautiful thing about properties. They get to appreciate. So whenever he dies, which we are not praying for, you have something that is of your own that you made by yourself. Now you are talking, what if something happens to your husband, in the sense of what if he dies? Have you even looked at it from the other picture, that what if, just what if he leaves you for another woman? You know, there have been a lot of people that have been agitating that when a woman and a man decide to join money to buy a property, or if a man buys a property for his wife and it's written Mr. and Mrs. Mrs. could be just about any woman, as long as that property is not carrying your name. For instance, I'm Obinjeo, and if that property doesn't have Mrs. Obinjeo on it, anything happens between us in the relationship, I lose ownership to that property. Get what I'm saying? So in cases like this, it's always best that you have something of your own, so that your husband's own is an addition to you. If it comes, fine. If it doesn't come, good and fine. The most important thing is that you don't lose out completely. On the other hand, she talked about the husband being 42 years and she being 29. That means in the scope of things, in her little mind, she thinks that because he's older than her, he's definitely going to cross over to the other side of the world before her. Sweetheart, whoever you are, let me tell you something. There is no manual as to who is going to die before who in a marriage. It looks as if in African setup here that the man dies before the woman. I'm telling you, it doesn't always work out that way. Let's just assume that probably all the couples that you know, the husbands left before their wives. But what if in your case, you are the one who lives before him? And you can also see that the lady she was talking to asked her, if you happen to cross to the other side of the world, what is it that you are leaving behind for your husband and probably your children to inherit? She said nothing. This boils down to what I was talking about, that instead of her wasting her time about, whether the husband has transferred the property documents to her, put her name in the document, instead of her wasting her time in all of those things, she should be bothered about the things that she can get for herself, peradventure anything happens. And this is the reason why when you see all this hide my identity post, anonymous post, these women are usually in very bad marriages. They cannot live because financially they are struck, or just they are stuck with that man. They don't have money to themselves. They don't have anything to themselves. They don't have any property that they quickly liquidate into cash and start up, because they moved with the generational thought of our forefathers that when they move into a husband's house, he's the one that is going to provide. I started my video by saying that, of course, every woman wants a man that can, spoil her with the things of life. But like I said, no matter how you find that man, no matter how much he gives to you, it will do you good so that you have your own. My mother used to say, a man's money is sweet too, but your own is sweetest. You get me? Your money is sweeter, 100 times sweeter than a man's money. Don't let anybody deceive you that a man's money is sweeter than your money. It's a lie. Your own money is sweetest. The money that you worked for, the money that you were able to, go take yourself for those vacation abroad, the money that you worked for that can get you this million dollar property, the money that you worked for that can get you this auto machine for yourself is sweetest than anything that a man can give to you, because it is your own hard-earned money. So guys, this is the video of this lady who is complaining about her being married for over 7 months and her husband is yet to transfer the documents to his properties, which he acquired before they married, over to her. She says that he has left the document with her mother-in-law, and this is another problem, because she will be seeing the mother-in-law in another bad light. Tomorrow now she's going to write another hide my identity letter, because this little thing that I don't think is a problem, she's going to make a problem out of it, and before you know what, there's going to be this little or huge, what's the word, problem between her and her mother-in-law. The next thing, all those letters of my mother-in-law is a this, my mother-in-law is a that, whereas maybe there was really nothing, but because she was just one step ahead of herself, she began to see problem where actually there isn't any problem. So guys, this is what I feel about it. I dropped it down in the video, and I hope that any lady out there who is getting married, the first thing you should tell yourself is that if I don't have a job, I really don't have any business getting into marriage. If I don't have something that is giving me money at the end of every week, 2 weeks, or a month, I really don't have any business getting married, because marriage is much more than If you're a single lady, go ask your married friends. Marriage is not honeymoon forever. After the honeymoon stage, it's back to business, and of course, if you are not prepared for it, you are going to be prepared to get out of the marriage, because you might not be able to deal with the challenges. So get a job, acquire properties for yourself, just in case anything happens. Nobody anticipates problem or any of this, but just in case, have something that is like a backbone that would support you in the course of life ahead. So guys, till I come your way with another beautiful hide my identity series, say that it is series. My name is Obinjeo, your one and only relationship enthusiast, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.